Yo, what's going on, guys? That much time with the video. So I usually make this video or a video like this every time I get into a relationship, and then I end in that, it's like what I've learned from my past relationships or what I learned from my last relationship, something like that. But I kind of like, and the thing is, in those videos, in every single one of those videos, I always kind of just rant on about the girl or like the females and stuff of the girls I've dated and stuff. But this time, I kind of wanted to switch it up just to do a whole 180. So instead of ranting about the females and what they do and like things that I didn't like about what they do, it's more like what I've learned about my past self, or what I've learned from my past relationship about myself. Just kind of make it a little bit more even, a little bit more fair on both sides and stuff, because I know I'm fucking far from perfect. I am probably the worst boyfriend in the entire fucking world, and I would stand by that with a fucking stack of Bibles if I believe in God, and say that fucking truth. Apparently that means something to someone. I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. But so let's talk about what I've learned from my past relationships about myself. For one, I'm an absolute fucking idiot. Like, I am so stupid. I'm oblivious to a lot of things. And I'm starting off with my stupidity by saying by my obliviousness. Now a lot of people say that like I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm doing and why am I doing it. That's halfway true. I kind of don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know how my actions completely affect others until I see that go into that action. I don't know how it's gonna be until I actually test the water. And I'm oblivious to a lot of things, really. Like, I don't know what my actions really, or what first off, I don't know when. I actually never know when a girl ever has interest in me, ever. Like, I almost don't know until they actually say something like, "Oh, I like you." That is like the only time I can ever tell when someone actually likes me. But other than that, I have no fucking clue. Like, it's just because girls are very confusing at times, and I'm just too dumb to understand it. Maybe it's just me, but I'm too dumb to understand it, and I never can actually fully tell when someone likes me, ever. So I'm just like, huh, I don't know whether this person likes me or not. I have no fucking clue. I am actually fucking flabbergasted on how many hints this person has been. The thing is, I don't like hints. I hate hints. Just say it. Hey, I like you. Don't give me a hint, because I'm really bad with hints. You can give me a hint, and I'll think it's something else, okay? I will never guess, oh, this person has attraction towards me. That's weird, because almost no one should. I learned that I'm terrible at long distance, and I cannot make long distance work as much as I'd love to make it try. I am absolutely the worst person, because for me to make long distance works, I try my best to keep myself distracted. I try to make sure that my mind and my priorities are on everything but thinking about, oh, I'm not seeing this person, I can't be with this person. It makes myself less depressed when I'm not thinking about it, so I just try to do the other things to make myself a little bit more distracted. The problem is, I end up taking those distractions to a higher extent, where I prioritize the distraction more than the person that I'm actually in a fucking relationship with. Prime example, I put video games over females a lot of times in my past relationships, and I'm a fucking idiot, because first off, it's a goddamn video game. It's not going anywhere. The female went somewhere. Well, it's just, it's always, I'm just stupid, and if you have a girlfriend, just kind of back down on those games just a bit, because you're most likely going to end up running her away, because, yeah, you may have dated a girl who plays video games, but there's no, okay, I'm not saying there's no girl in the world that plays video games as much as I do and loves video games as much as I do, because I highly fucking doubt that. There's 7 billion people in the world, and half of them, more than half of them, are female. There's no way in hell that does not exist. The problem is, if I was to ever meet said person, we would never work, because we wouldn't, well, actually no. If I met a person that's very similar to me in the aspects of how I am in person, I'm a much better boyfriend in person. I am so much better as a boyfriend in person. I can actually acknowledge that with myself after I learned about my relationships, is I'm way better up close than I am like at long distance. I could never make long distance work because there's so much distrust, there's so much anxiety and depression that comes into play with long distance that I just cannot handle. Whereas at close range, you know, not only am I there to spend time with that person, you know, I know my actions are a lot better while I'm in person than I am while I'm far away. I'm illiterate. I'm very illiterate. I am very stupid with the words that I choose to say. And the thing is, I've had this problem since I was a kid, and it's something that stuck with me, and I can't really fix it. I used to have a stuttering problem. Oh my god, it's coming off right now. I used to have a stuttering problem, but my way to fix the stuttering problem was to slow down how I spoke, and just speak in a way where, like, I take a second. Even now, you didn't even notice it while I'm talking, but I take a moment every time I talk, and I just think about what the words I'm going to say next before I actually say it, because my mom always told me, think before you speak. And that's just kind of how that rolls, you know. It's always been think before you speak, and that's how I'm always been, think before you speak. So I think in between each word before I actually even say it. Or if I have my mind processes enough, I can say a couple words before I actually say it. Or I can say a couple words in quick succession where it just sound like a little bit more fluent, but I'm still very bad at doing it. And that's why you notice right now, if you haven't noticed it in the past, this is probably because you really never really noticed it, and I never really pointed it out. But I do have a stuttering problem. I stutter. I stutter a lot. I have moments where I just can't help it. Some females said that it was cute. I don't find it cute. I find it really stupid of myself. Oh, self-deprecation. That's a big one. That's a massive one. Oh my god. I put myself down more than anyone has ever done. Even more than people has ever bullied me in my entire. I am my biggest bully, personally. Like, I bully myself more than anyone emotionally. Physically, I used to, but I stopped because cutting myself just really didn't do anything. It didn't kill me faster. It just made more people pay more attention towards that shit. And that's not what I wanted. I just wanted to die. I know that when it comes to I'm going back to the oblivious thing, but when it comes to being oblivious, I'm also oblivious to others' emotions. I'm very I cannot really fully tell or understand other people's emotions other than mine. It seems very selfish, but it's not like I purposely do it. I do try my hardest to understand how other people feel and how my actions make other people feel. I can't help if I can't fully interpret how you feel, because only you know exactly and how you can explain how you feel. The thing is, though, I come from a past where I just never expressed my emotions really that much, and never really talked about them. I've as you see now, now I'm much better at doing it. I'm much better at talking about what's going on in my mind and how I feel and stuff. I'm a lot better at doing it. But as a child and growing up, I just never had to do that because it didn't to me. And well, to me, it never mattered to anyone else, and it shouldn't be anyone else's concern because it's not them, it's me. So if I'm gonna deal with this problem, I'm gonna deal with it on my own. I know it's very humble and modest, but it's also really stupid. Because how are other people going to help you? I guess at the same time, I didn't want anyone's help. I wanted to do it on my own. But you can't really get through life by doing that, by doing things solo. You kind of have to have other people to help you out, because you're just not going to get anywhere in life. You're just going to be alone and die. But yeah, I'm very oblivious to other people's emotions. I can see someone upset and crying and genuinely not know what to do because, you know, I can't fully understand how to make that person feel anywhere better. You know, I try to me, honestly, the best way of curing depression or sadness or anything, it's been like two things that I've done for for my entire life. Well, not for my entire life, but very recently I've been doing it a lot. I've been doing it just to kind of get those mindsets of just depression and sadness out of my mind. It's just try to stick on more on the positive side. And it's definitely music. Music definitely it gets me. It's like an outlet, because I can, a lot of people ask me, why do I listen to that type of music? The music that's you hear someone screaming and stuff, and they call it screamo, and they're like, oh, edgy music and stuff. The reason why I listen to the music is because because I can't scream and yell and just yell at people because it's not in me to do that. I don't like to harm people. So I feel like they do it for me, and it's just like, that's, you know, it does, it fits, it works for me. I know that you don't probably understand it and stuff, but that's why I listen to screamo music. But I also like to listen to other music to kind of calm my emotions, because sometimes, you know, I can listen to certain musics and certain songs that kind of make me feel like I'm understood and I don't have to say anything, just someone understands me, and that just feels great. And then I, like, you know, I calm myself down and stuff, and I'm no longer upset, I'm no longer depressed, you know, I'm not sad anymore, I'm just like calmed down and stuff. And that's kind of that route that I've taken, because, you know, even though I have people to talk to about my problems and stuff, and I used to have a lot more, and because of my actions in the past, I've lost all of that, if not almost all of it, and, you know, I had to come to terms with that and learn a way to, you know, express my emotions, but by myself. And the best way I found out how was just through music. Music has definitely, you know, figured a way through for me. Another thing that's also helped me out was laughter and comedic effects, and just comedy in itself. So everybody always says laughter is the best medicine, and I've always laughed through my pain. But it's something that I've always done, and it doesn't really help my depression, but it does help me ignore it. It helped me ignore what's going on. Just laugh at it and just not be upset about it and stuff, because I don't want to waste my time being upset. And I used to want to just die, and that wasn't really me wasting my time being upset. That was me trying to get to a goal that no one else agreed with. Do I still want to die? Not as much. I don't care if I do die, though. That's the thing. I don't really particularly care on how I die and when I die. That doesn't really matter to me. Like, if I died today or tomorrow, it wouldn't really matter to me at all. Honestly, it wouldn't bother me. I know it would affect other people, and that's the problem. That's why I said I lack empathy, because I just don't understand how it would hurt other people. Because I've lost lots of people in my family. My family drops like fucking flies. We don't make it far. Everyone in my family will die at a very younger age than average families. Most people now can, most healthier families can survive to like 70s and further. The farthest we've ever had was 96, and that was only one person. Everyone else dies. We had a 96, 70 someone, but other than that, everyone else just dies in their 50s or younger. So no one really makes it that far, due to health conditions and stuff, and that's just how my genetics work. So I know for sure I'm going to die at a younger age. That's fine with me. I don't really particularly care, and maybe I should, but it doesn't. I don't know. It also makes me lack inspiration. That's something that I'm really bad with relationships. First off, I'm never prepared for a relationship. I don't know why I always jump inside one just immediately without even having any thought. I've never fully prepared for one. And I know I'm not mentally prepared for one. The reason why I say that is because, for one, I'm way too imbalanced with my emotions. One moment I'm too expressive, and then one moment I'm not at all expressive. I don't express my emotions at all, and then some moments I just do. And I would say I love you within the first fucking week, and I shouldn't. You should never say that. Even if you do sincerely in love with this person, you should never tell them that, because they can take advantage of you, and that's just don't. Because another problem I have in relationships is I get my expectations way too high for a person that I just met. Especially because the fact is this person finds me into a point where most people usually don't. So the fact that this person is like, hey, I like you, and I want to go out with you and stuff, and that'd be cool, whatever, it makes me I guess my imagination starts to go wild, and I start to think of these things like, hey, all of these things are a possibility and stuff. And the fact that, yes, it is a possibility, but the odds of the possibilities are happening are 50-50, it's based on chances, and it just that 50-50 changes as choices are made. It's kind of like the timeline sequence thing. I like the whole timeline. I think it's called string theory, and I really like string theory. String theory is something that I genuinely fully believe in, is string theory. If you make a choice, it kind of splits into another parallel universe, because or another universe where you made this choice and you did make this choice. You know, I like that. I don't know, that whole thing just sounds really cool to me, and I really like it. It's a possibility. There's no proof to say that it doesn't exist, but at the same time, there's no proof that it does exist. I don't know. It's infinite galaxies. Why would we be the anomaly, the only one to have life? So I genuinely believe, I could believe that there's a possibility the string theory does exist. I believe it and I don't believe it at the same time, because it's just the odds are against the evens. So, yeah. But another problem. What else am I bad about in relationships? I'm trying to think. I don't do enough. Well, at least personally, I don't feel like I do enough. I feel like I lack doing enough in a relationship. And what I mean by that is I don't do things. I don't do enough things, and that's just it. I think this has more I'm trying to explain it. Is I don't do enough. I feel like I feel like I don't do enough to make that person feel like they're appreciative. I've taken people for granted for way too much, but like in relationship wise, I do it a lot. I take them for granted. I believe like, oh, this person's never gonna leave, so you know, whatever. And then next minute, you know, I'm single again. You're like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? I take people for granted way too much, and that's just not just relationship wise, but that's in any type of thing. I take those people for granted as much, and you know, I never really understood what it meant to take people for granted until like I went to East Stroudsburg, and that whole experience with just being in Stroudsburg and all the drama that happened there, and then coming back home and then realizing the responsibilities of an adult, you know, that just kind of made me realize, oh man, I'm taking people for granted and stuff, and my way of handling it, which was really dumb, was push everyone away so that they wouldn't have to deal with me. Really dumb, but I mean, it worked. I guess it did kind of work. They didn't have to deal with me. They don't have to deal with me anymore. If they wanted, they left, and that's fine, you know. Granted, for some reason coming back, and I never expected that. As a result, I thought once I pissed them all off, they would hold that against me for the rest of their natural born lives. But that's a chance of that happening. Like I said, it's the odds against the evens. The odds of that happening are just as equivalent as the evens happening. So, you know, it's that whole 50-50 thing. Not all of them are coming back. No, just some of them. Some of them kind of peeked their way here towards my direction. I didn't ever think that would happen. The first time that ever happened was an old friend of mine that was in college. His name was Kyle. We stopped talking after the whole East Stroudsburg drama and everything. And I was pretty sure that at that point, me and him just stopped being friends. And then he came out of nowhere and just like commented on my YouTube videos. It's like, how did he even remember I had one? I thought he hated the shit out of me. I don't know. That was what went through my mind. Same thing with Lewis. Wow, that's a name you guys have never heard in so fucking long. You know, he did it very, very similar, and I was just like, these people, I'm pretty sure hate the fuck out of me. What? Why are they directing their attention towards my? I mean, not saying I'm ungrateful, but I'm also at the same time confused and lost because, like, in my mind, I already made up. These people hate the fuck out of me. That's it, and that's fine. Just accept it for the way it is and let them hate me. And if it means that will lead them to better lives and shit, I'll take the hatred for it. Fuck it. The thing is, also another problem I was taking. Another problem I have in relationships is I take too many chances. I take too many risks. I never really understood what it meant to take risk. Like sometimes we're like, oh, you gotta take risks sometimes, you know. And it's kind of like a gambling chance. It's a lot of this shit's a lot of chances. But like a gambling chance on doing something. Like I left East Stroudsburg knowing what was the consequences of what was going to happen when I left East Stroudsburg. And if Steph ever seen this video, or ever seen that video, or seen this one, she'd be absolutely fucking mad at me for leaving, because when we dated, that whole first off, the relationship would probably have done a lot better if I didn't leave. But not only that, a lot of shit just wouldn't have happened if I didn't leave. Just a lot of it wouldn't have never happened. I'm gonna make sure this video is uncut, only because I want to get the most out of myself and real self out of there, you know, instead of the thing is when making edited videos is the fact that like I make the video look more professionalized, which is good in a way. It's always good to have professionalized content and stuff and make your content look good, but at the same time I start to make it how can I say this? I make it fuck, it's so hard for me to describe this. I make it ungenuine, or not non-genuine, but not realistic. It's like a fraud, a persona, if you will. That's probably like the better way of me explaining it. It's more like it's a fake persona, and I don't want to put a fake persona always on this channel. Sometimes I just want to upload a video where it's just like, hey, this is me, this is the real me, and you know, get used to it. I will be uploading a video though, don't worry about it. It's gonna be actually an edited video. It's gonna be talking about my setup, and I definitely want to talk about my setup, but I want to talk about my setup when I start getting a little bit more extra stuff in here, because it's just, there's just one last thing that I need and I'm done. I'm also, when it comes to relationships, I'm pretty bad at being, well, I used to have a really bad way of judgment. I would believe the person that I'm with can do no wrong, and that's just lack of judgment and just really poor judgment. And because of that, it led to a lot of times of me getting hurt, because like I said, a lot of my relationships ended with them cheating on me. So look at that. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Like more than half. Oh my god, like 75% of my relationships ended with them cheating on me. Holy fuck. But yeah, it's a lot of, I had a lot of really bad judgment. Now, I don't believe that everyone's, I mean, I know that no one's perfect, and everyone is going to make mistakes. And I do still believe in a second chance. I definitely still believe in that. I believe that everyone still deserves a second chance, no matter what. I don't know if the third chance is necessary at that point, because obviously that person doesn't care enough to change. So why should you give them the chance of a third? Maybe the second chance is necessary, you know, because second chances could just help a bond or a relationship between two people. That's just what I believe. I genuinely fucking believe that, and you know, it's something that I've backed up on, and even though it costs me a lot, you know, I still believe in it. I don't know, like I'm not the best person in relationships, and if you come to me and you're like, Deontay, you always get a girlfriend so fast, you always get these girls so fast. The problem is, it's not that I can't get a girlfriend, because that's not at all hard for me anymore. That used to be a fucking challenge, because I used to look weird, and I used to act weird, and when I mean look and act weird, I used to have mad acne, and acting wise, I was too afraid to speak out loud to anyone. But high school changed that, so that was pretty good of me going to high school. But I may be able to get a girlfriend, and that's no fucking problem. The problem is keeping one. I'm still learning a lot of shit about myself that, you know, I notice, and things that I want to change on myself. No, there's no way in hell I can be fucking perfect. There's just no way, because there's no way and you can please everyone. But you know, I still want to improve on myself and make myself a much better person than who I am. This is something that I always cared about. When I was younger, though, I just didn't want to work on that. I saw my flaws, and I bashed myself over and over again about them, and I still kind of do, but I don't, not as much. You know, I look at myself like, yeah, I do some dumb shit, but I'm overall an okay person, or if not a good person, but just with bad actions, or like I do bad things for good intentions. It's, you know, it's like that. It's more like that. That's more like the way to describe it. But I think that's all I wanted to really say in this video. I know this is a really long video. It's 24 minutes, and I'm pretty sure not a lot of you are going to watch all of this all the way through. And if you did make it this far, type blue chicken just because. Why not? Or no, type your favorite color and then your favorite food, and then that'll be really cool. Just to see who made it this far. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here because I have to work on another video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like button if you did. Subscribe. God, I'm dying. Subscribe if you're. Oh God, what the fuck? Something's in my throat. Subscribe if you're brand new, and I'll see all you guys in my next video. Bye bye.